everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you've never been here before. My name is Lex and I am so excited for today's video. This video today is sponsored by Hakkaa, which is just like makes me want to cry. Like, I'm trying not to get emotional because this product, guys, changed my experience as a mom. When I was, you know, breastfeeding for the second time and I was so scared going into motherhood again because of how much I had struggled with my first, and then Hakkaa just came to the rescue and changed everything. It was a snowball effect and it all started with them. So they're actually sponsoring today's video and they reached out to me to do that, and I said a million times yes. A dream come true to be able to work with them. But anyway, I'm rambling and I cannot wait to talk to you and just share with you guys. Let's just get started. Let's just jump right into it. We're gonna just make this casual. We're just gonna talk about boobies. I want to be able to like show you guys how to use it. And while I'm much for sharing here on YouTube, I don't really know if I'm gonna like whip out a boob. So I have two options. We'll see which one works the best. So I will show you guys how to use the Hakkaa on these handy dandy dryer ball and toy soccer ball. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do so. We are about to start TTC for baby number 3. If you like the idea of this video and you're excited to watch it, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps our channel. I have two Hakkaas here. I'm actually going to use the larger one. So they come in two different sizes. This is a 5.4 ounce one and this one is a 4 ounce one. I think I had a 4 ounce one with Willa. And it was really all that I needed. But if you do get full often and you have an intense letdown, it might actually benefit you to get a larger size. This is what a Hakkaa looks like if you've never seen one before. It's food grade silicone. You can squeeze it. Your breast goes here. There's a suction cup on the bottom. You definitely want the suction. Suction comes in handy. You can like suction it to the table because you don't want to spill any of your breast milk. Trust me, it's like a very emotional thing when you like spill your breast milk for the first time. This is what it looks like. It is so nice and so convenient because it's so small and you don't need a plug or anything like that. Before I show you how to actually use the Hakkaa, let's talk about the concept behind it and more or less when you would use it. Now, I have read that women have used this as an actual breast pump. They've used it to like suction the milk like this out of their breast, sort of like a manual hand pump. I personally never used it that way. I think that you need to have like a really heavy letdown and you have to have a surplus of milk in your breast to really make that work. But this is how I use the Hakkaa and how a lot of other women use it as well. So you put the baby on your breast and the baby stimulates letdown. Letdown is the beginning flow of milk and that's what the baby is stimulating. And they do that naturally by like a lot of like short, intense sucking motions. And then once the milk starts to flow, then they'll take like long pulls. Some women have a really strong letdown, some women have a weak letdown. Depending on where you fall on that spectrum is how well the Hakkaa will more or less work for you. But overall, it tends to work for most, if not all, women at some point or another. The baby's on your breast and they stimulate letdown. Now, this breast is usually just like hanging out, doing nothing, just chilling. While breastfeeding on this breast, before you latch the baby, you want to take your Hakkaa and you want to attach it to this breast. Now the Hakkaa is creating suction by being attached to your breast. It doesn't hurt, it's not painful in any way, it's not awkward or weird. I mean, it's a little awkward because you have like this like thing just like chilling on your boob. The grand scheme of things, at that point, motherhood is just awkward in its entirety, just everything about it. So you're just like, whatever, like chilling in your Depends, like, I got something on my boob. Why they would ever want to collaborate with me, I don't know, but here we are. So when the baby starts to suck from this breast and starts letdown, your body is like, oh, there's also a baby on this breast too, aka the Hakkaa. Let me also let down from this breast as well. So while your baby's feeding from this breast, the Hakkaa is catching milk for you. And in those early stages, guys, those like first few weeks, months, baby's not drinking a lot of milk. So even if you get like this much per feed, you're golden. You are creating that stash. You are putting that milk into bags. You are putting it into the fridge or the freezer. You got yourself a little stash of milk. It's so convenient, so easy. I really want to share with you how I use it and how it just completely changed everything postpartum for me. So I have a 3-year-old and I have a 1.5-year-old, and I breastfed both of them for a year, their first year of life. With my son Cooper, who is my 3-year-old, it was my introduction to motherhood, and I didn't really know what I was getting myself into, like every other mother out there. I went into it with a goal of breastfeeding for a year, and I accomplished my goal, but man, oh man, was it a struggle. Like many other mothers, thought that my ability as a mother was measured by how much I sacrificed. And that's just not the case at all. And you learn that as you have more babies afterwards, that asking for help is acceptable and normal and you should do it, and wearing yourself thin does not make you a good mom. With my first, I just did every feed all day long, every day. I didn't give a bottle because they told me not to, and by the time I tried to give a bottle, he wouldn't take one, which then made it so that I couldn't leave the house for longer than an hour. It's just constantly in the role of mom. Sometimes you just have to be you. Like, I had to just be Lex, and I never really got the opportunity to do so. I couldn't really work out because if he started crying, he wouldn't take a bottle, and you know, Dan, my husband, just felt so stressed because he would have the baby and it was like a ticking time bomb. He didn't know when the baby would get hungry, when Cooper would get hungry, and then like he wouldn't be able to console the baby because I wasn't there to feed the baby. It was just like so hard. It was so difficult. And I got so scared when I got pregnant with my second. Not only was it after a miscarriage, but I just was so scared of the postpartum experience again, and just like feeling so suffocated and just so trapped. This is like some serious tough stuff we're talking about, but I want to put it out there just in case anyone else feels that way. But while I was pregnant with my second, I heard about the Hakkaa and I was like, this is a genius idea. So I ended up getting one. For my personal experience with our second, instead of introducing a bottle after 5 weeks, we introduced it the first day that we were home. And I did that because I had the Hakkaa. I was able to pump 2 ounces of milk just by having this on my breast while I was feeding her without adding any other stress to my breastfeeding experience. I didn't have to pump, I didn't have to clean like a bunch of pumping parts. We were able to give our baby a bottle, and I instantly was able to spend time with my, at that time, almost 2-year-old and not feel so guilty bringing my boobs with me. I was able to give Dan the confidence of being a father, being able to feed our baby. He felt so much more confident as a parent. I was able to put a stash away in my fridge and freezer. I was able to be the best mom that I could be to both my babies, to give Cooper all of my attention and not have to leave in the middle of an activity because I had to feed Willa. I just can't even begin to tell you how grateful I am that this product is on the market. There is a promotion going on right now. I will link it down below for you, and you can get this at a really fantastic price that you're probably not going to see again anytime soon. So definitely head down below and hit that link. Now on to the last bit of this video, the most exciting part. I have some tips and tricks, some tried and true tips for you that I am super excited to share. Okay, so realistically, this in and of itself is a hack, because if you didn't have this and you wanted to extract milk, you'd be hand extracting, you'd be manually pumping, or you'd be using an electronic pump. This is just like quick, fast, easy, and a hack. The second tip that I have is how to actually apply the base. So for the first half of me using it, I was applying it by squeezing this. Let me get out my handy dandy unrealistic boob. Can you imagine? So instead of attaching it to your breast like this, I do this first. Then you squeeze it, then you suction, and then you push that over like this. And it actually gets you a far better, more intense suction onto your breast, which in turn extracts more milk from your breast. Hack number 3 is, if you are fearful of this falling over, the fact that you get so much liquid gold and then all of a sudden you have this like thing just like chilling, and you got like baby's feet kicking and toddlers running around and dogs and husbands and who knows what, you're just like, get away from my milk. So realistically, you could just put the lid back on and solves you all this issues, but who's gonna do that? If you are nervous about your Hakkaa falling over, or you have an older version that does not have the suction cup on it, what you can do is get a mug and you just put it in the mug. there you go, guys. You now have a stable base for your Hakkaa. You don't have to worry about it getting like tipped over or whatnot. You just put that puppy in there and you are good to go. You just, there you go. My last hack for you, which is actually one of my favorites, is one that I have used myself and it worked. Shockingly, I didn't think it would. You will hear of a woman who is breastfeeding getting a clogged duct or mastitis. Now, mastitis is an infection and you should definitely go to the doctor. This is not medical advice. This is just my personal experience and hacks that I have seen throughout my experience breastfeeding and using a Hakkaa. Disclaimer, when you do have a clogged duct, oftentimes you can get the duct unclogged by yourself. What I have done in the past is taken lukewarm water and then I have taken Epsom salt and I have put it in here. I have swooshed it around and then I have squeezed and I have suctioned on to that breast that I am trying to extract the clog from. And it works. It worked. I don't even know what to say. So amazing hack if you do get a clogged duct while you are breastfeeding and nothing else is working. Definitely helps. That is the Hakkaa. I absolutely love it. I recommend it to everyone. It has changed my experience with motherhood and I am so grateful that this product exists on the market today. Thank you for watching this video. I hope that it helps you mamas out there because I know how hard it is and I know we can get all the help that we can. So I hope you have a lovely day. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
The world could fall down, it's gonna be okay.